pretty much a week since I've gotten the iPhone 17. I have some thoughts. Let me lay them out for you. If you haven't seen my previous videos, I am coming from an iPhone 13 mini. Now, the thing with the iPhone 13 mini is that, in my opinion, excuse the fingerprints, I think it is the perfect sized iPhone, probably the best sized iPhone they ever made. It's full screen, it's got Face ID, it's an OLED panel, and it does everything I need it to do. Which is something I used to say before the whole update situation. Apple updated this phone and the updates kind of slowed it down, probably also due to battery degradation. Phone just doesn't feel like it did when I first got it 90 days ago, which led me to get this 17 series. But as people can see, the size difference alone is enough to throw a wrench into things. Here's the issue. The 17 is amazing. It's fantastic. It has a 120 hertz screen. It starts at 256 gigabytes. So we're getting a Pro feature and double the storage for free. The price hasn't changed. To me, that makes it a huge, fantastic deal. It's probably Apple's best base iPhone ever. The screen is amazing. The bezels are thin. The camera, I'll put some camera samples on screen. Cameras are great. Cameras are phenomenal. But is it almost $900 better than my 13 mini? Or basically, is it $900 better than any iPhone you might have right now? I wiped it, so hopefully it looks better now. This phone has a very good thing about it. It's quick. It fits very nicely in the hand. You can do pretty much everything one-handed. The main thing, well, the main two things I would say, is that it's still supported. So it's running iOS 26 right now. It'll probably go all the way up to iOS 29, if we're being honest here. Maybe iOS 30, they'll cut support for this. So you still have like another 2-3 years of iOS updates. And then even after that, there's nothing stopping you from using this phone once Apple cuts support. It's just, it won't have the latest update, latest features or whatever. This phone, for what my use case is, which is basically phone calls, text messages, FaceTime, tap to pay, Google Maps, Pandora radio streaming. That's my main iPhone use case. The other things, extra apps like YouTube, YouTube Studio, food apps like Domino's, everything else, banking apps, those are all things that I don't use on a daily basis. Or if I do use them on a daily basis, I'm only opening them 1 to 3 times per day. The first apps I mentioned, that's the main use case. That's the whole reason I use my phone. That's the whole reason I pick up my phone. This phone, in terms of that use case, is just as capable as this one. Yeah, this one does it better, but is it $900 better? Probably not. There was a video posted recently on the internet. I'll try to find it. I'll leave a link to it in the description. Someone replaced the battery on an older iPhone. They did things before they replaced the battery. They ran some tests, and then they did the same exact things after they replaced the battery. And you see a difference. So it's not that the difference doesn't exist. It might be a small difference, but there's a difference. This iPhone, I bought it from somebody off of Facebook Marketplace. I only spent $200 on it. So pretty much a steal if you want to know the truth, because when I got it, it was basically in mint condition, never taken out of the case, always had a screen protector on it, and the battery was decent. But I guess I used my phone more than that person, gotten a lot of use out of this, and it's over time started to show its age. If that's fixable, if I'm able to fix its age with a new battery, then there really is no point for this, is there? The main issues I have with this, of course, is battery life, mostly charging this phone throughout the day. But the second issue with this phone is that I can't hold apps in memory. If you leave an app for 10-20 seconds, you go on to like a second app, and then you try going back to the first app, more often than not, it has to reload the whole app, which isn't a horrible issue. But if you're trying to write down information, if you're trying to copy something from one page to another, if you was doing something, saw your kids doing something cute, left that app, went to the camera, took a picture, looked at the picture, made sure it came out nice, and then went back to what you were doing, you're starting over. You can't do simple things. Now, somebody left a comment for me recently on my channel saying that they have a 12 mini and do not have that issue. Everyone has different use cases. I don't know how many apps that person has installed on their phone. The question becomes now, do I keep this or do I try to fix this? I could do both, but I can't really afford to spend $900 on a phone right now if I don't need to. To be completely honest with you people, I did not buy this phone for myself at all. I usually rock the dark color phones. I got this phone for my wife. Her iPhone 12 mini is pretty much done. The screen is unresponsive, the battery's pretty bad. Her screen even turned green. There's like a green overlay on top of it. It's weird. Her phone's pretty bad shape and she doesn't want to fix it. Bought this, giving it to her. She's like, no, I don't need a new phone right now. I'll use my phone till it dies. It might die before the return window, and then here you go, honey. If that doesn't happen, I don't think I need a brand new phone right now because this phone works so perfectly. Again, this phone does everything better. I haven't had an app reload on me, and if it did, it was maybe once in this whole week, which is a lot better than multiple times a day. The cameras are great. The screen is phenomenal. I'm not going to lie. Going to a big screen after using the mini for things like YouTube and stuff like that, it's nice. I mostly use my MacBook over there for YouTube, or my TVs in my house. We're usually watching YouTube on those things. But the few times that I'm watching YouTube on this, it's definitely a nicer experience than this. I'm kind of in a weird crossroads situation. I want to keep this. It's definitely better. But maybe it would be better in a way like if I traded this in and only gave $300 towards this, right? Maybe that would have been a no-brainer. I buy my stuff on lock. That's not possible for me, really, especially when it comes to Apple. Samsung, Google, they offer crazy trade-in deals like that. I think Apple offered me $50 to $100 for this. I'd rather keep it. It's definitely a fantastic backup phone to have. If you guys are doing carrier deals and stuff like that, if you could give this in and get this for cheap or possibly free, a lot of carriers do crazy deals like that, yeah, it's worth the jump. But for someone like me who goes strictly unlocked because I use prepaid, for me, I don't know if this is worth $900 yet.